All right. About time. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap Live. Yeah, I kind of forget adding that little
Yeah,
snippet at the end.
that is a big thing.
Welcome to Double Tap Live. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to FGC as well as the live show hosted right here. Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, good.
Hosted right here in Philadelphia at local host arena, powered by Nerd Street Gamers. And I am your host, Andres Crash Tag Mirandez, and with me, of course, my partner in crime, Jeremiah Mezavor. What's going on, homie? Another week?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man.
We got-
Honestly,
we got-
always something. There's always something.
There's
man.
always something in Philadelphia, right?
No,
We got a little something
The
going on
weather
this week.
is not bad. That's what's going on for once.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
mean,
It's
Sunday
all
was
right.
good, but you know.
So this week we got a pretty decent show. It's kind of hit those. We try to avoid it as much as possible, but sometimes there isn't as much stuff popping in the FGC as there. To keep a nice, full, juicy, well-rounded meal of an episode ready. But we got some stuff. We got little snacks here and there.
I think the updates this week is more the indie games, or rather, not the bigger titles. And
We
if
got
it
one or
is,
two. We got one or two
It's
updates
like
on
one or
bigger
two,
titles.
but they're not out yet. Or
Yeah.
it's still there's still that build up for Evo, but it's not enough.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give
We're
me too much.
currently so this is being recorded today at I don't even know what today's date is. May 23rd. To be released podcast on the 24th. So we're getting close to that Evo date. I think it's August, beginning of August. So
Yes.
we're in that 2 month stretch to Evo.
Sweet.
So
This year's
so
going
things are
fast.
gonna start going a little underground, and then they're gonna explode at Evo. I could already see it happening.
I feel like with all these games that came out, this year's just going like it's just rapid. It's really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. It was early in the year. Many betas were coming out for games, and then Fighters dropped as well. Then Soul Calibur came out, or
Jeez.
dropped the trailer, all that kind of good stuff. But
So much.
we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So real quick, if you would like this show and you enjoy what you guys are going to be hearing or listening or watching for the next, I don't know, hour and a half maybe,
Roughly.
something like that, roughly about that. You can follow us at Double Tap FGC, and of course follow at Nerd Street Gamers. They're powering us and keeping us live out here at local host arena, and of course follow us. Crash Tag VS. Mez is dated.
Mine
Mez
has
is
changed.
too cool. He changed. He flipped the game on his. Now it's at Meza FGC.
Yes, sir.
No underscore, no nothing.
No
No
none of
numbers. You're
that.
the original.
I'm the original.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it. So yeah, we're just gonna roll right into our Fighters Corner, which used to be our
I
game
love that now.
updates.
It sounds dope. Seriously, guys.
I like it. Oh, real quick, actually, before we jump into the shout outs to the homies out on the subreddits. Somebody made a post earlier about listening to a show. They wanted a podcast to actually listen to on the go, something that is like not too esportsy, but also very FGC,
That's
grassroots as well. I feel like we kind of fit that in between
Yeah.
that recipe, and we don't just hit one game; we hit all the communities. And
Absolutely.
someone else actually responded, telling them that they listened to us.
See, that's cool. I
And,
love
and,
hearing that.
they said we have a healthy pool of knowledge, and we have our personalities working up that
Oh.
it's fun to listen to. So, shout outs to you. I can't remember the username off the top of my dome, but I saw it. Shout outs to you, man. You the man.
I said I would do this. This was strictly for Steve Flornight, but Bartholomew. I'm so gonna butcher your last name, but Steve, yes, okay, did actually butcher us. I went to his stream the following day, and he said, "Hey, man, you guys didn't really talk about the true issue with Summit of Power, and some other things that we might have gotten completely out of whack." So we'll put it that way.
We got the call out. Who's
Yeah,
this?
man. No, this is Lord Knight. Lord Knight was like,
Oh.
"You guys don't really
You know
what
what?
happened." So
Lord Knight, if you decide to show up on a Wednesday again, and he has several
Yeah.
times in the past. I know he always comes in for Go for Broke. If you show up on a Wednesday, feel free to,
Yeah.
I have a spot right here for you.
absolutely, I definitely told him if he ever wanted to.
We'll reach out to him. Maybe we'll get him on the next episode. Well, Summit is gonna happen.
This is the following week, I believe. So.
Okay, as long as Summit's not next week, yeah, then we'll be good. So sorry for the delay on that, guys. Back to our Fighters Corner. So we got Blaze Blue Tag Battle. First up, so there's a release trailer
Yeah.
that had just been shown off. I mean, nothing too new that we've actually been seeing or anything like that.
And this is a really cool release trailer. I really like this because what they do with this trailer is
Uh-huh.
they have like little comments that they say that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. I saw a video about it. It was like they have custom you know, the unique win quotes or intro quotes between certain characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess this is where it started originating from, and then people just started
So,
looking for
like,
them.
it's nice how they correspond with each other, but it's funny when they are fighting someone, they say something else completely.
Oh, they do as
So
well?
like you'll hear
Okay.
when Chie is fighting Ragna, she's gonna make a comment. It's kind of funny, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got hyped for it. I was like, man, I can't wait for this game to come out now.
Kind of like this.
And what is it? Injustice 2 did the same thing. When it was specific, when it's specific fighting, specific characters fighting each other, you would get little drops of lore in between as they're actually fighting. Like, you made me do this, or why you like this, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool they decided to add that. Once again, NRS, I'm telling you, NRS, the
Yeah.
bar. They set the bar up. Now they're like, now their influence is just sprinkled all over the place.
Now look, I know they hashed out this game with like using a lot of the same old models and all this other stuff, but I mean like this is the first time we're getting to see Kanji like actually in a trailer with everybody. Same as I guess this is mostly directed towards the Persona characters. But this was really cool and a really nice way to kind of like showcase it. I thought it was a lot better than the opening video that they had. That is for sure. I definitely felt this one was a lot better.
I didn't realize we had another one. But
So,
yeah, some of these intros are kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
so,
Oh my God, he's still talking. Why
Yeah.
is he still talking? All right, thank you.
so yeah, they like doing little funny, cool things, and I think it's pretty cool that they mixed that up for different aspects of different games coming into each other.
Yeah, so besides that, we got the actual release date for Europe. We already know ours, May 30th is going to be Japan. Ours is going to be June 5th. And for some reason, Europe is kind of getting the shaft a little bit there. June 30th, so they're waiting until the end of the month for them to get it.
But they did show off a lot of the cool things here that, as you can see, like you're going to get that backpack, and I believe that's exactly what they did for Persona 5. So you got the little
Okay.
backpack. You're going to get 4 cards. I believe it's randomized which ones you'll get. I don't know if it's those specific 4, but you'll be able to get some cool things, as well as, obviously, this looks like this is the like, Ultimate Edition or whatnot.
Yeah, Phantom Field
Collection
Edition is
Edition.
what it's called.
Yeah, so that should come with the Season Pass and the backpack and all this other stuff. And
Soundtrack, art book, poster set, game, maybe the
Actually,
season
I don't even
pass.
think it came with the Season Pass.
I don't
didn't
know.
see
I
it.
felt like the season pass was going to be something extra. So
That's gonna suck for them. If they just wanted this,
Mm-hmm.
but they were hoping it was gonna be with the Season Pass, because I would imagine this is usually collectors.
for
edition.
70, what's that, euro? 79. I'm assuming
So
more than the US dollar right now. So it's like,
roughly that would be like about 110, 120 for us.
what?
Yeah,
Damn.
because when I went over there, that's I
I'm
would
gonna double.
exchange
I'm gonna double.
120,
Oh, okay.
and
okay.
you'd get about 80 to 90 back.
Okay.
Well, euros or pound. Well, for pounds at least, but it should be close to euros too.
Gotcha.
So,
All right. Well, cool. So
but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying like I'm.
I'm
master.
gonna
I only
check-
know-
I'm
I
gonna
know
check.
In pounds, I know in pounds it was definitely that.
yeah, I keep forgetting
So-
you were just over in Europe earlier this year. So once again, Japan released May 31st, American June 5th, and Europe. Oh, I thought it said June 30th there, but we have it here saying June 22nd.
Oh, I think that's.
I'm gonna go with what the release date
Yeah,
that's showing on the
because
actual site. So June
on the
30th.
site, they said it was June 22nd, but not that site, but
Oh, a different one?
Yeah, but that's
okay.
fine.
That could have
So,
just been an issue.
It might have been their beta,
Okay, got it.
because they're probably having another one.
So that actually does it for BB Tag. I mean, everyone here is playing it. It's actually kind of not really. It's weird to kind of try to cover it still because the beta's been
DLC.
out and you can still play it offline. You can still play with people.
Yeah.
And we even had it here at Go for Broke that just passed. I think Flux
Yeah.
ended up winning that one.
Yeah, Flux did.
So it's kind of weird. It's like, oh, it's still coming out, but like we already had a tournament.
It's like we're
for
playing
and
it.
we're-
Like
yeah.
an LBC had a tournament.
Yep.
We had a tournament. We had a tournament. It's just like so many so far.
But it's the entire impressions of it. It's just people are liking it,
I
which
think
is good. And then we're not talking just from like the anime guys are liking it. Like everyone's giving it a shot.
Yeah.
And everyone's just having fun because it's that whole, you get just to mold your team and make it go to your play style that like you kind of want that freedom in a fighting game. So, the fact that it's not really containing you or really like limiting you. And the bigger part is really what I kept hearing consistently was the movement. Like the movement isn't as stiff.
no, not
It's definitely like compared to other anime games, it's definitely got a little more like fluidity to it. So that's like a big that turned a lot of guys that are like from Marvel and stuff actually just wanting to play it because it just kept it was a little bit faster.
Well,
So
they did do something that was cool for the Marvel players, which was making a 2-button dash, so in the air.
Okay.
Which I think that's where they got most of it from. But the biggest thing is, yeah, like everybody's able to have access to the game with ease. So it's not like it's kind of like what Oreo said when he was on our show. I think he said the ceiling is the player ceiling is set for a low ceiling, but the creativity, I guess, or the knowledge on expanding that is way vaster than that. So it's really easy to get into and hit that early ceiling for being able to do like big damage combos, but to really maximize and play a neutral game and all that other stuff, that ceiling's even higher. So I think people are liking it so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't heard too like once we get the first real tournament and we find out where the meta is gonna go, how
Rachel.
broken some of these. Initial
Rachel.
J like definitely has it right. Rachel's pretty ridiculous, but anyway, we're not gonna keep harping on BB Tag. We're heading right into Tekken. So Tekken's giving some love
Finally.
to the game, or Namco's giving some love to the game. Once on its anniversary, so it's gonna be a free update celebrating the game's first anniversary coming May 31st. They tweeted this out. So they're saying a bunch of different costumes, story costumes are going to become available.
Some of these costumes are dope.
Yeah.
I will be. I don't like Lars.
I don't know what Lars is on.
That's
but
one of the wrestling costumes.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I can't remember who specifically that is. But yeah,
Nina's. This is from her story as well.
that's
That's definitely not from story. If it was, that'd be pretty interesting. Not gonna lie.
And I like how they put her on the winter snow stage too.
Yeah. So yeah, we just have a bunch
does
of
he look
different
like
costumes
Jin in
coming
that picture?
through.
He actually looks like a version of Jin.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
Because
that's
Jin's
why.
right there. I mean, it's his dad. Like,
Them
what do you
pants
expect?
are
Come on, man.
trash though, with that jacket.
Katarina looking fly as hell. What's her name again?
Lucky Chloe.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So Kuma's got a pretty dope
I
skin.
wonder if
I like
Noctis
this.
is the DLC
Very
character.
Skullomania like.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Maybe a
So
homage.
the DLC characters got costumes. I wonder if they prepared a costume for like Noctis and Geese, because Akuma I know was gonna get one. We knew Elise.
Number one costume right here. What lady wouldn't want that under their?
I didn't know he had
under their tree?
tattoos, or was that just added? I want to say that was added.
Oh, whoops. Not gonna go too far into that.
Yeah.
I actually closed that off. My bad. But yeah. So anniversary update. A lot of costumes to have. Even like hair and stuff like that. Hairstyles
That's
are
pretty
being
cool that
added
they're
to it.
adding
This is
some
all
stuff.
free. This is none of this is paid. They're just giving this out. They're kind of going the way of how Blizzard has been with like Overwatch.
Well, they're going
That whole-
backwards to how they used to be. Tekken used to give us all the stuff for free.
Did they?
Yeah, in the beginning they were giving us a lot of stuff for free.
Okay.
But I guess now it's like, yeah, I mean, either way, they're giving back. They have more than enough money, like thrown into the game, but not only that, received back. I think this is really cool for Harada to do this.
There we go. I knew I saw it somewhere. It was like
that's
there was
dope.
Bullet Club stuff here. So
Oh,
Kenny
and it's
Omega,
Kenny Omega.
X, Brian Fury, Bullet Club.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that's
We've seen this shirt, that
they got the King one
Mishima Bullet Club shirt. That's been around at tournaments. You see
Yeah.
guys wear this already. So it's pretty cool. They're adding that to it. Yeah, some good stuff. Good stuff. People then like just overall losing their minds over it. So yeah, so good stuff on Namco for the designs. I didn't know like the story costumes just weren't available like off the bat. I didn't realize. Because half the time you don't even see costumes when you see in competitive play. They're just vanilla
Yeah.
most of the time.
I didn't even know story costumes was a thing. I
Yeah.
thought it was just like a part of like the story. That was it. Like I guess everybody's going that Capcom route, like give them story costumes or something now.
Battle
But-
costume, story costume, other costume,
Eh.
DLC
Hey, look, as long as
costume.
I'm gonna pay for it, I'm good with it.
There you go. Can't shit. So Tekken 7, May 31st, did I say? Yeah, May 31st, anniversary. Go get your content. Just turn on your PlayStation 4. Even if you haven't played Tekken, just turn on, get your content. So Flex fighting EX Layer. Fighting EX game layer? Yeah.
Yep.
I
mean, you named it.
I technically did name it. And funny enough, it caught on. So kind of like last episode where we had like 12 minutes of gameplay to show. There's been some more gameplay showing up as well here. This one is Hayate versus Crackerjack. We haven't seen a lot of Hayate gameplay like that. So this already is like useful because you get to see how he kind of works. Reminds me of I wish I remember Homegirl from she's from SNK. She has the blade.
Oh, Hibiki.
Hibiki? Yeah, Hibiki. Yeah, you're right. Like the sounds is what's getting me. Like
Yeah.
it's like very retro sound, like blade just ka-ching, Like you would do a lot of pokes and doing that.
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of his moves are like punch, like he's doing a lot of crouch punch and kicks. So I'm pretty sure it's like a lot of lights. But I'm thinking like, does he actually have real sword moves instead of it just being commands? That was
Well,
nice.
looking at how invo that super was, it's looking pretty solid. But
It
yeah,
did no damage.
so no, I don't think it's supposed to. I think it's just supposed to be a good reversal super.
Probably a reversal.
But anyway, yeah, Hayate being shown off, or rather introduced like a couple, not too long ago. I think it was like a trailer or two ago when they showed all the different characters. He got brought out, and we actually got to see some of his sword play here. Off the bat, when I see sword characters in fighting games, all I think of is like the lesson Josh Wong gave me. Like if you're playing a fighting game and there's a sword character, pick the sword character.
Yeah.
Because half the time they're gonna have better reach.
What if
right off
everybody
the
has a
bat?
sword,
Their,
though?
their pokes. Well, he didn't say much about Soul Calibur. Like we weren't playing Soul Calibur at the time. We were playing like Marvel. So that's
yeah,
when
so
you were
pick a
playing
sword.
Dante, Virgil, anybody with a blade was solid.
Zero technically had a sword.
And yeah, Dante, Virgil, Zero, Dante, Virgil.
Yep.
Like
3 swords.
3 blades, and he was not wrong.
And that was a real team.
Oh man, you got that Yoshimitsu roll going too. So yeah, he looks like he has some sort of command dash into like a button, so you can get into mind games where you're doing a string into the dash into. Oh, am I gonna press a button? Is it a gap in it? If there is no gap, you eat it. If there is a gap, you get punished. But then I decide whether or not to actually press a
Oh,
button.
God.
Then he pummeled him.
He
My man,
steps on
my
you.
man stepped on him, put his face to the ground, made him eat the earth.
He reminds me a little bit of like Cody. He has,
Crackerjack? I could
he has
see
like
that.
when he did the upper. Oh, was that a bat?
Yeah, Crackerjack has a bat.
Yeah. See.
So his whole ordeal was his lore is 2 things. From what I remember, he was what's the girl from Ruby? It's her. She's Blake. So Blair here in this game, he was her bodyguard.
Okay.
But another part is that he also used to be a Shadow Loot enforcer. That he used to be one of those guys down in the streets with a bat doing
okay.
doing Bison's dirty work, or for somebody that worked for Bison. Like that was like his background.
That's
so
pretty
that's
dope.
why he has that. Yeah. So it's about 5 minutes worth of gameplay. You get to see what Hayato's all about. I also get to see some of Crackerjack as well. So feel free to go check that out. It is on the official Arika homepage, so you can just go.
That
take a
almost
look.
convinced me to actually play the game more.
You should play the game. I
I'm
think
gonna
the game
play it, but I'm
my,
not.
my big thing is like competitively, are they gonna allow the
the-
Gogi decks?
I think they have to. I think it's
Because what
embedded
I
into the
heard
game.
when you disable them,
Oh,
the game's too limiting. Like it's like you don't have a lot of options. You
I
can't
feel-
do a lot.
I can see where.
But
that
then who
probably
wants to
makes
fight
sense.
against super ultra armor?
Don't let them get it.
Yeah, good point. Good
They
point.
gotta
I
make
like,
the stand-
I
they
like
gotta
that
make it more
rebuttal. Get
difficult.
good. I got it.
Exactly.
Get good. So we have a release month. I'm hearing late June,
Right
but
around
June 2018 is what we got going on. So right
Close
around
to
the corner,
Evo
man.
time. Close to Evo time. Maybe they
Yeah.
might try to.
Oh
shoot
yeah,
for
it's definitely gonna be played at Evo. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing the high play.
I always think that's
high
a good
level play then.
tournament to kind of kick off your game at, because then people get to see it, and if they want to buy it, they buy it before, or they buy it and then prepare for it. So never
see.
know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So KOF, we actually have some news on that. Love Heart's been announced, and there's only one character that we actually got to see. So Love Heart, if you've seen her, she's in KOF 14. She wears a pirate outfit there.
She was
That's
the police
why.
officer.
Huh?
She was the police officer.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. But she was a pirate in KOF 14. That was like her regular outfit.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't make that. I don't think anyone could make that.
I wouldn't have
distinction.
figured it out, but
Yeah.
I felt like she should have been in the game to begin with, so I always thought she was in it. I mean, she seemed like one of the characters that should have been in this
Yeah.
game. Like,
I
right from
mean,
the start.
latest game, girl character kind of already hits all the check marks right there.
I still would play her.
So she got announced, but it's only her. There is no dual person that was side to side. But technically, there hasn't been a trailer either. Sorry. This is just a screenshot from the latest Famitsu magazine over in Japan. So you just get to see a screenshot of her. She's in the middle of it. Looks like her super. She's got her energy blade and all the, one of her staples in the game. And that's really it. Like we
wonder if
don't
she's
we
gonna
don't
be-
have anything else.
I wonder if she's gonna be as oppressive as she was before, because now it's a like a very versus heavy mix up and like kind of like actively fast game. That's technically faster than King of Fighters.
It looks like it could be faster. I mean, and plus you're sharing. It will be faster naturally because you're only sharing 1 bar of life.
Sure.
It's not a multiple bar
Which is still
game. It
weird.
is like 1 bar and that's it, which is rather hard. But we've seen the damage. We've seen the combos and the
Yeah.
damage the game puts out. So I don't think it'll be too slow, but the fact that you're naturally just using one life bar is already going to cut that time in half in a
Yeah.
2v2 game. So, yep, Love Heart looks good. Let's set up with what else we got here. Oh, so September 7th release date is what's going on for Heroines. I don't know if we covered that before, but
I
wanna make sure to bring it
I don't
up.
think we did.
so September 7th release for the PS4, Switch, PC.
PC.
Yeah, I think
PC?
PC's on that roster too.
Right now,
off
I
the
know
top
it's
of my
PS4 and Switch mainly.
dome. Yeah, off the
but-
bat.
But,
So DB Fighters.
woof.
Um,
This.
off the heels of Vegito and Fusamasu, their release dates are out, which is going to be the 31st. Nothing too major in that sense. Like we haven't seen an actual like move set or anything like that. We haven't seen a demonstration. It's just, hey, 31st of May, no big deal. They're going to show up. Then the thing is, I looked back into the actual like the date thing that they tweeted out, and it's actually technically wrong then, because we had like everything was correct minus the date. It was 06/28 versus now they're saying the 31st of June.
Yeah, so
So
maybe they might
unless
push it back
unless
a little
they
bit.
were right and they wanted to bring them out on the 28th, and that was the original goal, maybe it just got shifted and
I
it
can
became
only
the
imagine
31st.
they pushed them back, but they did do something really cool on their Twitter. They posted like, who you guys think you're gonna play as XOZ, and they were responding to everybody on there. So I thought that was pretty nice that Bandai went out of their way to do that. But I of course, me being me, I posted my own post, and I was like, hey, they're like, who are you gonna play? And I was like, I'm gonna play Trunks, 18, and Cell, and they're like, that's not.
Still?
Until I see Kefla, Khalifa, Kale, any one of them, I have no reason to switch.
I thought you played black at one point.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I switched a while ago, man.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
How do you think I've been getting top 8s and top 9s down?
All right. So besides that, Tomoko Hiroki, the producer for Bandai Namco for DB Fighters, she released her little video explaining the new mode, which is
It's basically
Fighters Cup.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, Too Long didn't read, Too Long didn't want to watch.
Just call it Union mode. It's
Union. What is it? Union mode? Or
yeah,
is it
it's like the
unions?
MKX style when they did the,
Exactly. So if you played MKX at all, you'll realize that we had the factions, we had the Black Dragon, we had Special Forces, Lin Kuei, whatever. You get to pick your faction, and then certain community events would happen, and depending on how you do on those community events, you then get points for your faction. Are there rewards? Yeah, there's like points. There were coins. There
well,
were
I think I don't know if
things
they
that help you
anything
unlock costumes.
Yeah. I
stuff
don't think
like
they said
that.
anything extra yet because the whole Union
They
gets
said you will get
Yeah.
rewards for this. So basically, Dragon Ball FighterZ is doing the same thing where you get to pick a specific clan or whatever, and you just get points. But these are timed events. So the first event actually happened May 22nd. So it started yesterday. Was the first event. I haven't seen like who's winning or anything. Who's the most popular
I
one?
jumped on. I didn't really check anything because I mean it's a mode for. I'll be honest. It's more of a casual mode. It's something if you're trying to get into fighters or you've been waiting for something to do with, I guess, a group of people. This is a way to do it. But I mean, this is like For Honor to me. This is like For Honor, like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
like
basically.
you're basically just playing for points for your faction and
Yeah, nothing too
just pick
crazy.
the
So-
strongest. It's gonna be like 3 strong factions. That's all. it's
Yeah.
gonna be, probably.
So nothing that's affecting competitive play. This is like you said, it's casual. It's just really if you have it at home and you're playing, it's equivalent to Fight Money and Street Fighter V. If you want it,
I mean,
it's
we knew
there.
about
You
it,
can go out
so-
and get it. Do the missions. Whatever. Nothing too major.
nothing
So
we didn't know
so really the big thing, Vegito Fusamasu, May 31st.
Yep.
So we're gonna right after so it's after combo because combo's this weekend.
Mhm.
But maybe just in time for let me see what's in June. Summer Jam.
No, Summer Jam is in August. It's right after Evo.
You're right. Summer Jam's in August.
The only thing I could think of coming up would be CEO.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
That's what I'm thinking of.
But CEO, I think, is in July.
Right before Evo.
Yeah, pretty sure. If it's not CEO, there is Defend the North. Defend the
Yes.
North is right around the corner. I believe that is the
CEO is the 29th. It's at the very end of
Of
July,
June.
of June
Of
into
June.
July.
Okay.
So you're like halfway there.
yeah. I think right after that is Defend the North. because there's
Okay.
another tournament that I have to go to around that weekend.
So maybe they'll be legal by then,
Yeah.
as long as they're not overly broken. So besides that, so we got Soul Calibur 6 as soon as we get done this part. So Soul Calibur 6 released an actual new trailer, and it's for a fan favorite, something that's everyone's kind of been waiting on in some way, shape, or form. We have the legendary, we don't know which one it is, but we have the Demon Samurai himself that's made his way not only to Tekken, but originated in Soul Calibur, right? He originated. Huh?
Soul Blade, I believe.
Soul Blade, yes. He originated from Soul Blade, made his way to Tekken as well, another Namco product, but now he's back. And he looks really good. Like, they didn't go the route of making him look very weird, because in Tekken 7, he was the squid.
Yeah. Oh man.
Before that, he had like an arachnid one. He had like a spider version.
Well, remember,
and-
we don't know the time frame which this was set, so we don't know if it moved forward. or
To
not.
boot, we don't know if this is the same Yoshimitsu, because if you know the lore, hasn't been the same guy.
Yeah.
It's been at least like two, at the minimum two. I think it's 3 guys that have worn the name Yoshimitsu. But in this trailer, as you can tell, like he's got like his big thing is souls. Like in his super, look at that. He grabs the soul, slices it in halves, absorbs it, polishes the blade, puts it away, and you're done.
He
A
seems like
demon runs
Yoshimitsu.
wild.
Like I haven't seen anything too vastly like outlandish that I normally wouldn't see from
No,
this character.
no,
he looks like himself.
The general consensus has been pretty positive. People like what they're seeing of him, how he looks, and you know he's got the funky, weird movesets
Yeah.
in Soul Calibur, so they're still there. He looks like a lot of fun.
Seems like he can combo some of them. More,
Yeah,
more
like
now.
he's kind of like all over the place. So he looks good. So they just released it like when you do the clash, like you know when you're supposed to do the
Yeah.
rock paper scissors, he does the spinning. Depending
I
on which
like
one you
what
win.
they've done with him because like even his face mask design
Yeah.
is completely different than what it was before.
And that's like his hair behind him too. That's
Yeah.
like that all that red stuff around. That's his hair coming out.
I feel like this is more of like an original Yoshimitsu.
Yeah,
Definitely an original, not the
I'll-
alien version.
yeah, that's right. I forgot there was an
Yeah.
alien version too. So yeah, so released. Well, no release date, of course. There's
Yeah.
just been the reveal trailer. Thank you, reveal trailer. And this happened the day after our last show. Like I literally tweeted out like fuck. Like the actual like what is it? Tradition continues. We do a show and we get to cover everything. Then literally the next day or the day of, something kind of big drops.
Something we're gonna talk about today. Actually, all that stuff dropped like 2 days later.
Yeah, most of the
was
stuff
like, I don't
drops
even
right
know what to do.
afterwards. Like I don't want to change the show to a Thursday
No.
or a Friday because like you know.
Like, I feel like this is the perfect day. You know,
eh,
it's not.
I don't know about
interrupting
that.
other
The amount of times we get to lose stuff.
well, think about it. No matter what, we're still gonna lose stuff.
Yeah, true that,
We'd
true
have
that.
to. We'd have to like literally do this every day.
Good point. Good point. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I like you guys, but
Yeah.
I got stuff to do.
Same.
So yeah. So this now we're moving on to Blade Warriors. I keep saying Blade Warriors. Sorry, I don't mean to do
Blade
that.
Strangers.
Blade Strangers. Thank you. Meza being the indie god himself. Why don't you take us through what's going on
All
here?
right, guys. So this is Lion's Gate. Lion Gate. He is basically one of the EX Princess Sword characters or Sword Princess characters, which they have a game that he's showcased in, which is a side scroller beat 'em up, and that is Nicholas's actual original game that they're making before this comes out. He's very simple, very straightforward. Another sword user. But he's, I believe, the bodyguard of the main character, and it's very interesting that they put him in the game because he looks really cool.
So-
But they did so much in this video that's like I don't know.
Hold on, like the first
Go
thing
ahead.
I want to point out is just like, you know, in the trailer it just has his movesets, you know, just typically showing off what he can do. I'm just like peeking. I'm trying to see if anything that might stick out. My man's air grab is so active for so long. Like you knock down your opponent, you just do it, and your opponent jumps well after getting up. It's still active enough that like they get it. Like you get
yeah.
the hit. Like
Yeah.
this is a soul
He's
throw
not
on
even-
crack.
He's not even doing anything anymore.
Like you could grab him. Like you should be able to grab him. Yeah, sorry. I just want to point that out on the trailer
No,
there.
I mean, like I'm looking forward to this game being broken like that, having some weird things, so
Mm-hmm.
that at the end of the day, you know, we can be like, oh man, I can't believe our game has this stuff in it. But this is a really cool character. But obviously following up with him, also Helen was released as well. Helen of Troy. Actually,
I was about to say that, right? Helena
Yeah.
Troy, that's her thing? Okay.
and I mean, she's a simple like, if you like Athena, this is Athena, but Helen of Troy. That's it. Sword,
Very
shield.
very Wonder Woman. Like, oh, Okay.
Oh yeah, she's
that was
gonna
kinda
be one of those
brutal.
characters.
Just knife to the neck.
Yo, so you guys know, they said that they weren't gonna release any more characters at one point. So they've been doing a lot of releases for characters such as the previous ones that have been out.
All
So,
the
like,
all the indie ones and such.
all the ones that they didn't make an actual proper trailer release like this.
Oh, okay.
So they're going back. They did like Emiko, which was the girl on the dog. They did.
Oh yeah,
Ali,
yes.
all
Yeah,
the-
I saw that other trailer.
So, and they even did Curly from from our last episode when we were talking about her and Shovel Knight, and they were having that 15-minute or 12-minute gameplay. But something just to note about this, they said E3 they won't be making an announcement. They officially
Yeah,
are done.
they're
at that
done?
point.
Okay.
So we can kind of expect maybe a date within the next month or so, like a proper date for when we can actually pick up the game.
You're gonna be streaming it.
Oh, absolutely! I get it
know.
for free.
Hey,
So
Oh, wow. Well, Meza, pay chill. You heard it here first. You know how it is.
nah, dude, it's not like that.
Right. So Street Fighter V, we actually don't really have much,
Yeah.
if anything, going on in terms of news or anything like that. The only thing that's been kind of been, going around the water cooler lately is that Cody's trailer is supposedly supposed to go down a combo breaker.
I can see that.
Chicago. Maybe they're trying to make it like Chicago Metro City, and it's Cody. It's about time we kind of get something new. Like
That's
we haven't
the-
gotten a gameplay trailer, at least a gameplay trailer.
It feels like ever since Falk came out, things were going well.
Yeah.
And then Blanca came out, everybody's
Justin-
excited about Blanca.
Justin did a pretty decent job with Falk up in Canada Cup.
Surprisingly, I mean, that character everybody deems as
It's
not-
it's his mo.
yeah,
Character
I mean,
unfamiliarity. It's a very solid edge you get.
he
out
knows
of
exactly
people.
what they're looking for out of their characters. But
Exactly.
I feel like ever since Falk kind of came out, the hype is a little drowned it now, and it's not where it was before. And people are kind of, I guess, waiting for Cody, but they're not really complaining. They know he's here. They know
Yeah,
he's gonna be
like
around
it's
corner.
the effects of them just telling you. Remember before it was,
Yep.
who's the next character? I hope it's this. I hope it's that. It better not be this person. No, they were. When they released that trailer, they're like, here you go.
All right, you know what you're getting.
We're gonna save Sagat for last. Yes, we will choke you out for every dollar, or just make you wait it out
They
until
just-
Sagat and leave the best for last.
They definitely did it more up front, and I think that's why people kind of respect Capcom a little bit about that.
Just like a little bit. You
Like,
can
I mean,
see
I-
how small my finger. Like I'm giving them this much.
I can tell you now, I'm not mad at them. I could be, because they'd be like, oh, here we go, some more bullshit characters. But in all actuality, I was kind of like, all right, well, these characters I'm prepared
I'm
for.
more interested in seeing what G does really than
Yeah,
Cody.
I mean, Falk
Cody,
was
I,
nothing.
I will pick. I will pick up. I was a Cody main in 4, so
Mm-hmm.
to see him come out, I'm like, all right, cool. It gives me a reason to play more.
I
It gives
mean-
you that character relation you have again, that connection. Like, oh yes, but then if he doesn't work out in the system, I'm back to square one,
It's okay,
and
that-
I'm angry.
Join the club. I'm soccer right now. I'm feeling like.
But Sakura is good.
Are you talking about the PC remixed version? Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure Sakura's decent
She's-
at least.
She's
There's no
okay.
way she's bad,
not great.
but she's not bad.
Make soccer great again.
Oh my god!
I
All
would- I
right,
would like
whatever.
to have Tatsu combos without using
No,
V-trigger.
fuck that. Get that shit out of here. Get back to 4 with that garbage.
All right. Well, I guess I know what to play.
Randoms of the FGC is up next, guys. We've concluded our Fighters Corner, so this is when we're talking about what's going on behind the scenes. Some fun little videos, maybe. Some salt. Maybe some drama.
No big
Actually, the
names.
drama's been reserved for folks to attack this episode. We'll get to that in a second. So
Oh,
randoms. So this was a cool video that actually showed up on my feed last week. It was right at the I think I saw it actually right after we were done our show last week. So someone decided to actually make a comparison of Capcom sprites versus SNK sprites, their artwork, especially around the time early 2000s to 2010 or 2008. When that's really all we have was CVS2 and such. Street Fighter 4 hadn't been dropped yet. And you get to see the differences between these same characters, how they take their approaches.
The coloring is so different.
The palettes are different. SNK characters just look cleaner. Their contrast gauge is just a little bit higher, so you see the shadows a little bit more. But Capcom characters aren't as stiff in certain aspects. If you look at all the Shotos,
Yeah.
it's their one arm here that gets me. Theirs is it's kind of fluid, but if you look at SNK's, it's a straight line. That is very, very stiff.
I will say they definitely won this Terry though, because
Yeah.
SNK still will always have that.
Yeah, if
But,
you look at Akuma, it's the same thing. That arm is very, very stiff. There's
It
no
feels like their upper body is higher up too.
Yeah.
With SNK.
Yeah, but definitely Capcom though had a couple of things though. If you look at the Iori, his fingers the kind of like
Oh,
the
that Balrog
animation.
actually looks super
The
dope.
Balrog is pretty disgusting, and this is
The
from like
head slit.
SVC Chaos. So this is like a game that not a lot of people had like played. It was like it was like one of the black sheeps of the dead times.
But it was
of
a
fighters.
solid game still though. That was the thing. It broken.
SVC Chaos was good. It was Capcom Fighting Jam that was like stupid.
That game's trash.
Like this guy, the guy that you're gonna see.
Yeah, nobody liked this.
They exaggerate more. Like Guile's haircut is like super bigger than it is in any Capcom game.
Yeah.
But if you also look at Hugo's like 3 times bigger than any version of Hugo you've seen in a Capcom game because they made it like he's just a big dude. Like he's just huge.
True.
They made him like a giant.
A big thing also is SNK. I feel like they use angles more. If you notice, like even right here with Bison,
Like, just put it out there, not to interrupt you. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I didn't mean
No,
to
you're
just
good.
mute that. But not to interrupt
Were
you.
you
But
gonna
like,
say
what
his
the
real
fuck is up with Bison's hand? Why does he always like?
oh, I was like,
No. His other hand. He's just like.
yo, man, he be playing craps. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
gonna
he's
say.
ready. He's like, I'm about to throw this Psycho Crusher.
That's
Just
it's rock paper
Ah!
scissors, but he's always playing with rock.
yeah, he's always a rock. Good
But
body.
you can see though, like the way they do all their animations, it feels like they're more on angles. They try to bring out the most out of the character with their animation look.
Yo,
like-
but SNK won on this doll sim.
Yeah,
Like
10
everything,
times
the
better.
cloth on the pants, like the skulls, like that idol movement was just like disgustingly good.
So I'm noticing something. Every time they do, like if it's an SNK character,
Uh-huh.
it seems like Capcom makes it smoother. And when it's a Capcom character going to SNK, it seems like they give them more animations.
Yeah, like Hugo's huge. Oh my goodness.
Like, okay, this is the
But
trashiest
that's
Capcom.
a very dated one because that Mitsurugi. Wait, is it Mitsurugi?
No. That
No.
was wow. You just made me lose it because
I can't
literally
think
had
of it. I can't think of it off
It's
the top of my
not-
dome. It ain't Mitsurugi. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Soul Calibur. We'll get back to that. King looks pretty dope. I like King's, the Capcom version of King. Now, all these, just in case you didn't know, all the Capcom characters, all the SNK characters you're seeing done on Capcom are coming from, like, CBS
I
1
don't-
and 2.
Okay, wait, hold on. Pause this one for a second. I don't know whose is better. Because, like, I really like
For
the Capcom
Vice?
stance for Vice, but all the animations put in for SNK, I
Yeah, it kind of plays their personality more in the SNK
Yeah.
one. I don't know. They must have had some sort of. I would assume they had some sort of design decision as to why they wanted to go this route. But at the same time, it's probably like, okay, here's our characters. Like, give them your twist. You want to give your little twist. You don't want to just, hey man, copy my homework, but make sure to change it so it looks like it's different. You don't want to
I
like
don't know. I
make it
definitely
100%.
like the Capcom one more. But I love the animations for SNK.
Yeah, swinging the arms.
Okay, come on, SNK.
Yeah.
You definitely won me over. It's just even the.
Ooh, look at that. He
They
just
didn't
like,
even give him
ugh.
a vest.
Rock. Yo, Rock looks better in the SNK one because he's just like.
Well,
You get more depth because he's coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Like he is doing it in the Capcom side as well, but like not as drastic.
Well, that Capcom one was based off of Dot, so
Okay.
that definitely I can see why they did it like that.
Yeah.
But that I don't know. I like little stuff like that because it's kind of nice to see the evolution and how things have changed.
Or really the companies like
Yeah,
their distinctive
differences.
taste or look at how a character's design works or how better it could be or how they just give their own twist to it. But that was actually on the VC Decide YouTube page. They did another one. That's the one that you watched.
Yeah, the
Was
picture one.
the artwork when they actually had like Capcom's promotional artwork versus SNK's of the same character. Like in CBS2, if you picked the SNK groove, your character palette, like your actual faceplate or avatar, was done in the SNK style versus if you had the Capcom, if you CAP, which was the Cap groove select, you had the Capcom artwork. So each company illustrated that specific character, and depending on your groove, you would get that. So they did a comparison of that
Did
as
you
well. If
notice
you want to go check
They
that out.
didn't have Morgan in that Capcom and SNK thing at all. That
Actually,
whole
yeah,
video, they didn't
because
have it. They're the same.
Morgan didn't make it to SVC Chaos. It was Dimitri.
But you would think they would still
I
have
think.
used the CVS2 character version. Just
But
to
the
show
CVS2 character version of Morgan
It's the
was
same
the
damn
Dog
thing.
Stalkers one.
And it's
She
the
had
same
the
for
same.
both.
She had the same sprite for like
Isn't that
10
messed up?
years.
They
Huh?
didn't change her until she went to the 3D
Till
version.
Tatsunoko. You didn't
Yeah.
see
Oh, yeah.
anything new till Tatsunoko
Which is
versus
so sad.
Capcom, where you saw her like look like she like dislocated her hip because her ass was like so far
Man, I'm
back.
telling you.
Very weird.
They should
But then
let
they
SNK
cleaned it up
touch
on
her.
Marvel and it looked good. So yeah, go check out that video if you're a fan of sprite work. You know, a fan of the old school and see like the differences between these companies. That's something you want to go check out. So besides that, we got so the Smash Invitational is also a big hit that's going on right now. We did talk about it already that, you know, during E3, Nintendo's going to be holding together an Invitational, and they released the actual names of who's gonna be playing. So we have we got, let me first up, MK Leo. And
That's a good first pick.
they had their little character profiles. Zero, not
Obviously.
surprised. Funny enough though, saying he didn't care, or rather he didn't want to compete. Armada, of course, he's definitely a known name. There's not much to say.
That's a really good choice too.
Yep, Abadango is another one. Plup. Gotta love the face for that guy.
Mr. R. Mr. R is actually a really good player. He
Lucky,
just a little under the radar sometimes.
which funny enough, Lucky, and Mango. It's funny, like seeing Mango's face now, how it used to be when he first won Evo for the very first time versus now. Man, my dude has aged.
Oh yeah. I remember.
So June 12th, but also shout out to Team Dignitas because Lucky, I'm pretty sure, is on that team.
Yeah.
And guess what? We got Team Dignitas like practicing PUBG right now,
That's what's
hanging out there in the back. So shout outs to those guys for, keeping him up and making sure he makes it out there. So besides that, I think there was like one more thing when it came to it. Oh yeah, if you want to actually take a look at how to get in, because the tickets are free, but they're very limited. You have to like register for E3 by May 31st, and you have to attend E3, and then there's like a certain amount of tickets they'll have available, and it's between June 12th to June 14th is the actual official days. There's an industry pass and there's a gamer pass. If you've been to E3, you know the details on that. If not, they kind of walk you through a nice little FAQ right here.
I'm actually
as
surprised
to how to get them.
We're already at E3, and it feels like we just was at the
Yeah.
last one. Well, that was PlayStation Experience, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's
PlayStation
the
Experience
thing.
is different.
They're starting to blend in so well that I'm like, man, I don't know what anything's happening for like just games in general anymore. Because like E3, I thought E3 was like 3-4 months ago, man.
No, man, time is flying. Time is flying. So, yeah, that's the Smash Invitational. I'm pretty excited to see what the new Smash is going to be.
Yeah.
Rumors have it even Simon Belmont might be making its way around, which
That's
would make
weird.
sense because right now, Castlevania has a disgustingly good Netflix series that has been renewed
I've
for a
heard.
second season. They only did 3 episodes because I think it was supposed to be a movie at first.
I thought it was
But,
4 episodes.
I think you're right. I think it's 4 episodes. And it did very well, and it got instantly renewed. So they might be riding off of that and just be like, okay, let's keep the hype going. Oh, Netflix series. And guess what? Announcement trailer of, like, Simon that same day.
Yeah.
It makes sense. There's the other characters I heard. Like, Simon Belmont was the one that
was the most
stuck out.
standout one,
Yeah, that was the one that stuck out to me. Ridley was
Ridley,
another
yeah.
one. But Ridley's always been getting teased
Yeah.
every time. But there's a mod for Ridley now you can do for Smash anyway. So
So it's like, wow,
whatever.
yeah.
Combo Breaker is this weekend. And you're not going, are you? Or are you
No,
going?
I'm not. I am
I
not.
thought
going.
I thought you were.
New
I
job.
think it's Shotgun that's going.
Yeah. There's quite a few people.
He
who are
is going
though.
actually. He's going for Tekken, so gonna send
Good to
the
him,
energy to.
finally.
Huh?
I said good for him. Finally.
Oh yeah,
He-
yeah.
that
I
dude
think he
puts in
made it
work.
last year too,
He just does.
and
a
he
lot
was
of
really
work.
close to breaking top 16.
We talked. He said he actually put away a lot of other games just to specifically focus on Tekken 7. This is when we were in Buffalo like a few months ago. And
Yeah, and he's
Right
come
after
out here for
October.
the Gopher Brooks and
So-
has definitely been grinding it out. So we got the actual numbers. Apparently, fighters. What is it? It holds the FGC down.
right now it is.
It keeps us up. It's the heavy back.
For now.
Ronnie Cole looking back.
For now.
700 and what? 44.
That's a lot, man.
That's so we were about 20. What is it? 22. So 78. 78 entrants more than Street Fighter V, which is pretty insane. Fighters, I thought it would kind of taper off, or a lot of people were assuming it would taper off by now. But Combo Breaker being the hypeness that it is, I love to see Chicago home, Nether Realms hometown. So Injustice 2, 222, and I think
That's still
this is just close of late reg edition. So it's damn close. The numbers are still going to skew because there's still late registration. And on top of that, I don't know if they're doing on-site, like last minute, you're going to have to pay out of pocket because you decided to register.
$100.
Yeah. I mean, I can't blame them for that. It is what it is.
That's for just late registration. That's not the
yeah.
game too.
Yeah. And that's if you don't get put in a death pool.
No, you do still get put in.
Oh, do you?
You get unseated.
Good luck with that, buddy. So, yeah. So, Fighters, Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7, XRD, Injustice 2, Eunice. Wow. So, 4 anime games for the top 6.
Yep. And Skullgirls.
Hold on. 5 anime games for the top 7.
Skullgirls always has a great turnout there. They
Damn.
actually even get sometimes big screen playtime. So they had their own section last time, but the biggest thing that I want to know is MKX actually has a ton of players.
VSAV has 111 people, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
VSAV.
That's crazy.
Are you serious?
Third
So-
strike? What is happening here?
Well, remember the championship editions are
True.
going down. But I think this is either combo was third strike or it's super turbo.
I thought third strike was
CEO I think might be alpha.
Turbo is Canada, I thought. Or is that third strike is Canada? 'Cause,
Third strike is Canada,
I remember
okay.
you were talking about Kyle going over there for and
You're right.
you
Yeah,
were like, oh, I
yeah,
don't
you're
know how
right.
big
You're
this
right.
third
You're right.
strike
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. You're right.
So I think this one's turbo.
Okay. All right. So this one's turbo. It makes sense why they have the extra
Turbo's
10.
first. I do
So
remember.
remember, if you listen to the last episode, there's that new series, the new tournament series that's celebrating the 30th anniversary, which I believe is out now.
That. Yeah, should be. I saw some of the guys I think playing it.
Let's see.
earlier.
30th anniversary Street Fighter. We're gonna do this live. May 29th. Okay, so it's
Okay, so it's around the corner.
coming out. It's like it's next week. So it'll be it'll be after, but I know it's still in the circuit for it, which is interesting. So like my premise with that is, we don't know how different these ports are gonna be. But from what I'm hearing already, Third Strike is like the best port they've had so far. Like this one that's coming in 30th, like the Third Strike community is like, this is like the best port we've had so far. I don't know if that's gonna translate as well to Super Turbo. Or Alpha,
'Cause we had some rough.
but Super Turbo is like, if this is the Super Turbo series, this is gonna be our first hand in finding out what, like, if people are starting to feel like the differences, if they're gonna be able to tell like that something's off.
Yeah.
We'll hear about that afterwards, but still great lineup, good support on all the games. KI even getting some love, which is great. It's not dead. KI is not dead. It's
No,
just hella underground.
KI got a lot of entrance. They usually do around this time of the year because Keats is there.
Yeah.
They have
Yes.
all the connections.
I keep
with
forgetting.
Combo
I keep
Breaker.
forgetting. Yeah, this was Keith's. This was what was Keith's event
So
before?
his
Wasn't it
original
Guts?
event was
No, not Guts.
Before it was Frosty. Before Frosty Frostings, it was
For Frosty.
because that's what it turned into. Frosty was
No,
Before Frosty.
it was the other.
no, I'm
Combo
saying
came
it was
from
the
that.
ultimate. You're gonna make me look it up.
UFGT.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
we go. UFGT.
Ultimate Fighting Game tournament.
But UFGT became Combo because he gave it off to Rich
I
or
thought
Rick, excuse me,
I thought
Dark Hado, because he worked with him the
I
entire
thought
time.
they had Combo Breaker before that. Though.
No. Rick, this Combo Breaker didn't happen
So-
until UFGT, like, not to say it died, but until
it
UFGT was
dissipated, 'cause-
retired and that slot was
Because I
open.
do know Frosty Frostings also jumped into that slot as well for the anime fighting games.
Maybe it
and
might have
filling all
split.
those slots because
Maybe it's
I guess
split.
they both just do them both because I know Combo Breaker, Rick and all them they support Frosty Frostings 100%.
Okay, maybe a little bit of TO lore for you there, guys. But yeah, so numbers are looking good. I'm pretty stoked. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
will not be there, but I am definitely gonna be watching.
Same.
I'm definitely gonna enjoy watching some ST.
I think everybody needs to watch this tournament for all their games and take notes.
Oh, yeah,
This
definitely,
is a
definitely.
good tournament to do that.
As Big E said, like not Big E specifically, as someone else said, it wasn't E, it was actually somebody else. Like, number 1 is Evo, number 2 is Evo Japan right now, in terms of like popularity or rather like numbers. 3 and 4 is like usually tied between CEO and Combo, but like Combo lately has been like kind of like overtaking it a bit. So we'll see how this year turns out. So E-League, the show that I really don't care about watching after
stopped
that second
I
episode.
told you, second episode is done.
It was pretty dumb. So we actually got to see the end of it, which was last Friday,
Yes.
with the twist, with that M. Night Shyamalan deal where we had one winner, and that winner was supposed to compete for the one spot in E-League. As soon as that spot was won, which was JB, who took it over Commander Jesse, you're like, wait a minute, the show's like 30 minutes long. It's only been 15 minutes. Then it's like, oh, flip mode. Guess what? You're competing for 2 spots. So then they decided, because it was always weird. Why the hell are they keeping the losers in the house?
Exactly.
They
They should have been gone.
From day one, like, get out, boot. You are the weakest link. The island has spoken. You're fired. Like, all of that.
Like, you should be sitting in the room by yourself contemplating.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Damn, nobody's here.
Because you're just dead weight in the back. Like, usually they're just hanging around in the background. That's what always, like, threw me off. Like, the main stuff will be going on with people that are still in, and you would see, like LTG in the back, or just, like, not doing anything. Just, like,
Yeah.
I'm
It was
like, why are you there? So the big reason behind that is because turns out that everyone that lost got a chance to then run another special bracket, and the winner from that would then get the second spot. Spoiler alert, because, if Jesse is the second place out of the entire first set, who do you think is going to end up winning the entire second set without the guy that he lost in it? him like so.
Was
Commander
like,
Jesse
why did
won
they
the
even
second
do
spot.
that?
Like it was pretty like maybe it's just they
I mean,
tried
I
to
get it.
they
Well-
tried to maybe yup it up to make it look like he could lose still. But like out of all of them, I'm like if JB wasn't beating Jesse, like Jesse was probably the strongest player there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the following third strongest would have probably just been between Rob, TV, and
Yes.
Guilty. So I
Yes.
guess they felt like, because Commander Jesse did say, the only person I feel like I could really lose to is JB, but I feel like Rob has my number 2.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
maybe
okay.
that was also
you know,
the
all right.
balance
But
part.
but like the other thing is like Guilty. The only reason like they had any kind of Guilty doesn't just use Dawson anymore. She uses
Minot.
as well. So okay. Then I'm thinking of just the mirror match. Like he could still like at a mirror match, it's really 50-50. Because you know this, your character can do the exact same thing the enemy can do as well. So it's at that point it's all about the player. But I think out of all of them, I think Commander Jesse's still kind of like Rob TV is like damn close.
Commander Jesse is just so solid.
But I think he's like more solid.
It's just,
so
I feel like he's a wall.
so he made it. So with that, we have our full list of participants for E-League, the 2018 Invitational that will be aired on TBS. I don't think we have an actual date as of this time.
Not right now. Wait, hold on.
Yep, no. There has been no date as of this time.
It will start June 1st.
Oh, June 1st.
June 1st.
Wait, you said that there?
So.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, June 1st. So, okay. Next week. Next Friday. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Next
so
Friday.
that makes sense. You know, follow up with the E-League challengers and keep it going.
Yeah. So yeah, because they have that spot on TV. They're not just
Why
going to
not?
just now
Why
get rid
give
of
it
it.
up?
So now they're
Yeah.
just replacing it with E-League. So we have our full roster, which is Justin Wong, Punk, Phenom, Problem X, Daigo, 801 Strider. I can't say his name just as Strider. It's 801 Strider. Momochi, Mena RD, Tokido, Raulio, PR Balrog, Haitane, Idom, Fujimura, Filipino Champ, Dogura, Luffy, Fudo, Snake Eyes, Knuckle Dew, Smug, Infiltration, and of course the two winners from E-League, JB and Commander Jesse. That's stocky.
I would never want to play in that tournament.
I would love to play in that tournament. I would
As a
hate
bad
to
Street
get
Fighter
0
player,
and 7.
No, thank you. I'll watch it.
Remember that shit? 0 and 7?
That's the guy I don't want to be.
Like, remember 0 and 7?
Well,
that
do you
was
still
pretty
get
bad.
followers and people watching?
Yeah,
you
yeah. You still get
'Cause
pulled.
You made it. You made it.
You
right?
made it. Yeah. So
All right.
cool. So yeah, that's E-League. We got our player list, and with that actually is gonna end our
I do have one more.
psych. Never mind. It's gonna end
Some-
up our
some-
randoms.
Something that I just remembered. We got to shout out, obviously, a local person getting sent to Evo, because Amir is actually getting sent to Evo.
Oh yes. So Big E of Big E Gaming. I'm pretty sure if you know anything about fighting games, you've definitely heard that name, especially if you're out in the East. He posted on Facebook. He was like, "Oh, I feel like we should send some people to Evo." And
should know
then
everybody
I don't know
sent
how
them.
the drafting was done. I was like, "Dope."
I think it's,
Liked.
I think
Cool.
it's-
Like dope.
I felt like it
and
was
then-
the people who were just really.
Maybe who he sees
Competitive,
consistently and stuff like that. That's good.
Yeah.
He's all about, sending those that are for the community or have potential, to go out and do good things or do great things. So you said it was Amir.
That's the only one right now.
Okay, so
So
Amir.
I just wanted to
I
state
think
it
he's gonna do
because-
multiple. I think he said multiple people, but
Yeah.
as of right now, they've only announced one.
So Amir's the first one. Shout outs to him. If you guys don't know, he has a brother, Tame Storm, but he goes.
Oh,
by
that's
Temple
Tame.
Nut.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
I didn't know Tame Storm was his
They're
brother.
identical twins.
I don't
probably
really look
would
at
never
Tame
notice
Storm like that though.
But you never probably would notice it. You
I
definitely
usually
wouldn't.
see Tame Storm when I'm producing the tournament.
And that probably
so I'm
was
like,
Temple Nut at the same time.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
so yeah, Temple Nut got the I guess you could say Big E sponsorship.
Yeah, so
Go
he
to
got
Evo.
flight. I think maybe more than travel has been paid for, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, look,
Shout outs to
keep
E
going.
as well for just reaching in and going like, here you go, do your thing, young one.
Yeah, that's
Do
that's
great
pretty
things.
dope because E had a big hand in the 2 years ago the Red Bull party for Evo, and I can tell you guys now that was the greatest experience. I got to meet Punko and all these other people, Luffy, and it's very chill. It's very cool. It's in a club and everything. So
These events are all chill. They're all hella fun.
and
As long as you got my money, you don't want to get on his bad side.
the guy
We gotta get Static to like do a bunch of just sound clips of E,
And we
and
just
we're
play
just
it on
use them here. Like
soundboard.
I'm gonna get a soundboard. I'm gonna get a soundboard of just E's like
Yo, that's
words,
gonna be great.
yo. I'm gonna do it. I got the stream deck on deck for that.
Yeah.
So actually, with that, guys, that's gonna sorry for the rant. With that ends our randoms of the FTC section. Now we're actually gonna run into Mezza's very own plug and play hardware. Well, it's just called plug and play
It's just
section
plug
where
and
he's
play.
gonna talk about tech, something you might like, whether it be on your stream or maybe even a competitive sense. So we're just gonna take it away for him. Let's see what we got here. Meza, what you
Guys,
pulling?
So you don't have to have the sound on for this. I just
okay.
because it'll make everybody sad and cry. I don't want them to do that.
Wow.
So,
What are you
This
pitching?
is crazy. So this is the Microsoft Adaptive Controller, and what this does is for people who are disabled, which we do have a lot of people in our own community who struggle with playing with regular controllers, have to have custom-made ones. This is another alternative, even if it's just for casual players or just someone you want to buy for your family.
Okay,
member.
on deck.
What it does is it's like this big, I guess you could say a big controller in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And what you'll see in the video is
more that
essentially,
controller. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that like running through all my my feeds.
Yeah, it's a really cool controller. I'm still kind of curious because it seems like they have different parts to add to it. And as you can see here, it's like different pieces, or rather a piece. And the thing is that's really cool about it is based off of their hands and their fingers and what they have plugged in, they can actually control it like a normal controller. And I think this is really good because there's a lot of players that we have there in the community that actually have disabilities that struggle. So I think with this might open up a door for more players who do want to get involved with fighting games, or not even just fighting games, just games in general. And I think that's really
First one you think of when you hear disabled players in fighting games is Brawly Legs.
Yeah,
Like
Brawly Legs.
plays with his face.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, thanks. don't ask him about how he does FADCs.
Nah,
yo.
dude, he's
godlike.
godlike,
He
though.
is actually ridiculous
Top
execution.
player. Like,
He's a top player. Ridiculous execution. But yeah, so I did see this. The first thing that I heard, I don't know if I'm gonna go to hell for this one, but they were like, "Oh, Microsoft made a controller for dive kick." Look, this is the first thing I heard. It's the first thing I heard, all right?
But it makes sense.
I can't be mad either. You just got to laugh, all right? I'm not laughing at people. I'm just laughing at the joke, all right?
Yeah.
All the sensitive snowflakes out there, get at me on Twitter about that later.
Crash Tag's going to hell for sure.
Yeah, it's all right. But no, that is actually is very cool. I remember seeing on the feed, it was getting posted up a lot. I didn't actually get a chance to see this video. It's pretty incredible, actually, what they're able to do. It's a modular control that just lets some, people that have certain disabilities to actually compete, and they're still gamers. They still have that love that we all do, and they have more an opportunity to actually express that and actually play and enjoy, just like a regular person would, like any other person would. Excuse me. And yeah, like for fighting games and stuff too, like it just opens up the doors to more people because there are so many, like you see it, there are so many fans that like might be maybe limited to being, they can't hold an arcade stick correctly, or don't have the actual mobility to actually press all the buttons. Yeah. So that's actually a pretty dope thing that Microsoft is doing.
I think it is a little expensive, don't get me wrong, but for what it's doing, I think that it's tremendous. It's $100, $99 retail price. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, if I'm buying this and I'm buying it for somebody who is disabled, how much are they getting back out of it? $100 doesn't equivalent to it, and I think this product could have easily been like a $200 arcade stick. So
yeah,
right now I'm looking at it $100 for something that's going to last a lifetime. I would hope. It doesn't seem like it doesn't look like.
I don't expect anybody to throw it.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, I might go to hell for that one.
That was bad.
Even our producer instantly was like, "Oh, all right."
In no way
Next.
do we condone anything like that, guys.
My opinions are that of my own. I do not reflect anyone else. I've got that memorized. I have to have that memorized.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway,
but yeah.
First of all, not to undermine what Meza did, so thank you for bringing that up. Pretty cool that they're doing that and bringing that to the attention. Maybe there might be a listener out there that has someone or is someone that is looking forward to it, or might not have known about it, could use it. Hopefully, we've done a little bit of good there.
Absolutely.
Besides my dumbass jokes. So anyway, going right into our folks attack this week. This was, I don't want to say this was last minute, but it was really something that like I did kind of hear about, and then I started digging in last night, and it's rather interesting, to say the least, as to what it goes into. Like, so most people that are into fighting games, are competitively into fighting games, they don't see a lot of like what's behind the curtain, right? Like, technically, you can't see it. There's a green screen here. Let me see. No, you can't see it.
Yeah,
all right, well, that's the curtain. You don't really see what's going on behind the curtain, right? Because you're too busy playing the game. You're competing. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's not really your concern on whether or not the how the tournament is ran. I mean, it should be ran well.
Yeah.
It should be correct. The schedule should be set. There should be no delays, or if there are delays, there should be communication between the TOs and the players, because some players are coming in fresh off the boat, or their time is very limited,
Language
or
barriers.
language barriers, or they're there for way too long, right?
Yep.
So Stunfest happened. Stunfest being a UK-based tournament that had just passed, which, by the way, had a lot of great hype in it. Stunfest was a little bit of a fiasco.
Oh, you didn't want to say shit show?
Nah, I'm trying to dull down my karma level after that joke.
Okay, no problem. I'll say it then.
Just a little bit, but I guess it didn't. It failed. So I saw tweets of from Punk how they doesn't plan on coming back
Wow.
to Stunfest.
That's big.
I didn't get a chance to see the Chris G video, but I know you're aware of it.
Yeah, I was told about it that he said
It was just an entire story. It's one
Yeah.
thing when a player instantly, on their next stream, gives you a whole lowdown on the tournament experience
We
of
know-
something that just passed. Either you're really good, it was a really great experience,
Yeah.
or it was a really bad one.
and
There's
usually,
no in between.
I've noticed usually Chris doesn't I started doing the same things, giving my feedback, but I definitely know Chris usually has something to say about a tournament if it's big. But even if it's not big, if he went to SoCal, or NorCal regionals, he wouldn't be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna recap NorCal regionals for you. He's like, it's events that we don't go to enough that he's gonna recap, which I think is amazing because if you're doing it the following day, either something's really, really wrong or something's really, really good about it.
Yep.
And right now, then Sunfest. ain't looking too
Yeah,
hot.
there was a lot of issues, but I don't think it was at the fault from the organizers alone. There's some fault, but not everywhere. So this actually is just a giant post on the R Kappa subreddit. As much crap as people give R Kappa,
They sometimes do the right thing.
and once you sift through all the porn and all the shit posting that
I'm
goes
surprised
on there.
you can even get to that part. I just always find what I need.
No, it's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. There's no getting past it. Anyway, once you get past all that, right, you'll still get nuggets of these are still people that are. I don't want to make it sound people you're different from us, but they're people that are just very passionate about it, about fighting games, and they're not tied to any kind of real esportsy thing. It's just real, just real. It's just what the FGC is. It's just call it out as it is.
Yeah.
So you'll see. So there'll be a lot of differences in opinion. Some people are they're for this, but then they're against that. But it really does help the community. But it's change is not good. You'll get your valid arguments on both sides. But you'll get these tweets as well where it's kind of a breakdown, and they'll try to be as unbiased as possible. This is about Stunfest. I would go to the Twitch link, but the streamer this is like I said, it was a French speaking
Oh, yeah, so you
TO,
wouldn't
so it's
give
that's
us-
all he speaks, so
yeah.
I can't really understand. So someone decided to actually make a nice Too Long Didn't Read, even though Too Long Didn't Read was way
Still
too
too
long
long.
for me to read. So somebody, shout outs to, let me see who actually, Soul Sweat _ sweat, did a Too Long Didn't Read about basically the whole topic there. So Stunfest happens, and the way it goes is whenever you're running a tournament, especially for Capcom, for Street Fighter, there's agreements that need to be done, contracts, expectations from both sides. Capcom will pay TOs 5 Gs for your tournament. Say you want to run
Yeah.
a tournament and have Street Fighter 5 in it, and say it's it's valued enough that Capcom will come up to you and be like, hey, we'll pay you 5 Gs for your tournament, give you 5 Gs, as long as we have broadcasting rights, we stream it on Capcom Fighters,
Which
yada,
makes
yada,
sense.
yada. It's their intellectual property.
and that's what
Can't
they've
really
been
blame
doing.
them. It's business, right? But on the reverse, though, if you go back and go I want to keep the broadcasting rights, I want to own this, the price tag is here's 5 Gs. The price tag, from what I'm hearing, is way higher. And it's too much for
I
a
wouldn't be
TO
surprised.
that's going to be able to really shell out their pocket
What,
for.
10 Gs.
I mean-
15. I can see because they're making a profit.
I mean,
off
they'll
of it.
make something out of it. Yeah, they're going to make something out of it.
But,
So
I mean,
and Capcom understands that. That's why they kind of kind of manhandle these TOs a bit, right? So the way it went is Capcom didn't like how local organizers, the Stunfest people, were handling the pools, so they insisted that UK Capcom guys actually handle it. Apparently, there was claims. I don't have the proof, but I think it
Yeah.
might have even been in the Chris G rant video as well. There was rigging of bracket several times to make sure UK players weren't in competition against each other too much.
Whoa.
which is pretty.
That's
Is
rough.
this the first time we've heard this happen?
It's not.
No,
But
it's not.
like, to this extent, because of an outside entity coming in,
Yeah.
probably one of the first times I've seen it.
Yeah, so it's one premier events, by the way. If your tournament's a premier event, they give you a certain amount for this. So there's been talks of rigging of brackets. Then there's they wanted an analysis desk. So every time they would be done a match, they would want an analysis of that match, kind of get more airtime.
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
want more time in the air, more more
that's what
views
Capcom
in,
wanted.
more people watching. It looks good. It makes their numbers look a lot
Which
better.
Capcom, I can understand wanting that. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's
paying
their
for it,
property. They're gonna want to. So you do that for top 8, but because of that, it's taken. It kind of delayed the tournament a bit. It's delayed the time. It's increased it. So everyone at Stunfest apparently had to accommodate for that, which is kind of shitty. Besides that, let me see what else. We have there was so much crap in between. Like the DBC tournament, like the French side of it, like the actual translation, they didn't know it was happening, so there was miscommunication. It was just overall handled very, very poorly.
Mm-hmm.
And to end it right, this is your tournament that you want to make sure you're supporting your community, you're putting it out there, you're the TO, you're in charge of it, you're having pro players like Punk, Trish G come out. You have a lot riding on this, and then by the very end, of all the confusion and stuff, you're blacklisted for it. So Ken Bogard, who was the organizer for that, allegedly has been blacklisted by Capcom when it comes to events.
Well, I mean,
The only comment I've seen on here that is just crazy is oh, you want esports, so you want the actual owning entity to come in and tell you how it's done and just basically buy you out of it and you have no say in it. Welcome to esports.
sounds about right to me. I mean,
That's definitely the esports treatment.
well, here's my thing. They gave him money. Did he comply with it and then say, well, I want to do my own thing? Or did he say, I don't want to comply
They
with
give you money because you're a premier event.
Well, no, I get that part. But if you decide to.
But you don't get broadcasting rights.
But did they sign a contract with them?
Oh, I don't know. That's
that's-
something.
see, this-
That's
and-
something behind the
and I feel
doors.
like
They
this is
would
the
only
biggest
him and Capcom know that.
If he's getting blacklisted, the only way I can look at it is this. If he signed something and he accepted the money, guess what? You're getting blacklisted if you don't follow their rules. That makes sense. But if you didn't follow any of their rules, you didn't sign anything, and they're just trying to pretty much, I guess, essentially, if you want to say buy you out at that point, then yeah, it's your tournament. You do what the hell you want to do. But that means your tournament shouldn't be a premier event anymore at that point.
Here's the kicker too. Before the tournament, let me see, it was 2 weeks is when this one happened. But apparently, some French production company or producing company wanted to come in and help Stunfest, and was like, yeah, we'll support you. Put up whatever they have to put up to make sure the tournaments ran properly, or rather, things like the broadcasting rights are good. Once Capcom gave them the number as to how much they had to pay in order to get broadcasting rights to produce and all that, they pulled out 2 weeks before the tournament. So it was just it was just a bad situation. I feel for the guy, because it's at the end of the day, the TOs really are the ones that are putting in the work, love, effort, money, time to get it to happen, and to get kind of shat on like that
But he
is
had to have known.
pretty bad.
TOs definitely talk. You had to have known. There's other events that are that have been in Europe in general.
And when I mean TO, I'm not saying just for,
But his whole team,
he's doing it. He's doing it for everything. He's
Yeah.
doing it. Does he have to extend past
Capcom's
Because what
game.
I'm hearing instantly is he's Street Fighter scene, really. He's for Street Fighter scene more than anything else. I'm and that's okay. It's fine. You don't have to crucify the guy for that. But
No.
if he's still putting out there the work, time, and effort, regardless, even if it's just for the Street Fighter scene, all right, it's for the Street Fighter scene. He's made his allegiance. That's cool. But even if you were Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty, KOF, you wouldn't want to get treated like that. It doesn't matter.
I agree with that. I could definitely agree. I wouldn't want to be treated like that either. So, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe it's just something that he should have. I don't know how you prepare for that, but if
It's
he
hard to
knew-
pivot from that. It is hard to 2 weeks before your tournament and kind of your backers is
you're
no,
trying
we're
to
gonna
work
be out.
wonders right there at that point. And I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I think the biggest thing he could do, because it was all his backing was probably for Street Fighter. That's probably where it was. And
Yeah.
then once Capcom said, "Hey, yeah, it is what it is. You got to go through us," and he was like, "No." I think I think if he didn't do that, so let's look at it this way: if he didn't do what he did and didn't get blacklisted, and he just followed what Capcom wanted, would his tournament still have been subpar? You gotta wonder that. And that I think is the biggest thing, because you never know as a TO if things change. Things change in that world instantaneously.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine, okay, if, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that, and then a big company, let's just say Activision, comes out of nowhere, or Ubisoft. Ubisoft goes, you guys are running an Assassin's Creed tournament, that's the biggest game we got. You guys already signed a contract with us. Guess what? Those other sponsorships, they can't be a part of this unless they pay money too. And the
Sure.
other sponsorships wanted some airtime. So guess what? Now you're kind of in a bind, and all your money coming from them is gone.
I just think that's fucked up that
Yeah.
Capcom did him dirty like that.
They could have did it.
Even if, like I said, even if he's just doing it for the Street Fighter scene, whatever. Like, you don't want, like, how could you support a company that, like, would do that? Now, mind you, like, this is from what I'm hearing from the post. I haven't seen the Chris G video, and plus, on top of that, there's details out there that clearly we don't know, they don't know. But from what it looks like, and I think actually the French stream that also it's linked to, I believe that's him talking about it. But unfortunately, it's in French, so like I don't know every single detail. It's just what's been translated. So we got to take it with like a grain of salt with that.
Yeah.
But if Capcom did kind of do him shady like that, it's esports, baby. And we're still in the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
We're still in the kiddie pool. I should
Get
just
your
go
money
I
up.
should just go be a Fortnite pro at this point. $100 million. Shit.
Start taking everything out of my pockets. That's
Yeah,
it.
I just
That's
out. I sell
Way to
my
go.
stick in a moment. Nah, not no sellout.
No, I hate that game, so you can't ask me anything.
Yeah. Oh, you hate that game? Damn.
I actually don't like it.
Yo,
I
Thanos
mean,
was dope though.
It's
All
fun
right,
with friends.
We're not gonna sidetrack onto Fortnite. This ain't a Fortnite podcast, all right? So what do you guys think? Like, if you get a chance to go look at the actual Reddit post or check out Chris G's stream, just look for Stunfest stories. And like I said, if you want to get your own little idea as to what happened and get into all the nitty gritty in there, that isn't a too long didn't read. Go check out that posting. You'll see it in not only just subreddit in our Kappa, but you'll see it on like the Discords and such. It's kind of been making its rounds
Tell
right
if you
now.
find some concrete, like actual information that you want to, just disclose to us, we'll see if it's worth our time to like actually.
Worth our time. I don't know if I even want to get wrapped up in that.
I wouldn't want to get wrapped up
That's
in it, but I'm
just
saying,
that just feels like all
I mean,
kinds
if you
of
want to
bad
just
juju.
disclose it to us, cool. We probably won't talk about it, but it'll be nice for us to talk about just amongst each other.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, give us your heads up. Tell us on Twitter. DM us.
Yeah.
Feel if you're on Capcom's side or if you think something else is in play. And with that actually is going to end our Folks Attack. So we are at the end, man.
It felt long.
Home stretch.
It felt long.
It was a
but
lot
not-
of game updates because
Yeah.
it's just like so many different things that kind of dropped. A lot of trailers, release dates, and all. So, but we got mod highlights. Or rather, I gotta say, like, I gotta subtract highlights and just put mod highlight. 'Cause we only got one this week. It's only because the one I wanted to show hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
I'm giving respect to the artist until he actually makes a public release. But in the meantime, I was checking out Fighters mods. I was looking at Discords and such. This isn't just a one mod. Technically, this is 5 mods, but this is coming from Fewtch, Fewtch, and he's got the perfect pack. So he's got all kinds of really dope color palettes for Cell. We got the Imperfect Cell one, which actually looks really
Yeah.
cool, like regardless. We have Genome, God Class, Super God Class, and Cellin. I don't know what the Cellin is like. It's a Budokai. What if? I'm
It
not really sure on
looks
that
like
one.
If he had normal, like almost normal skin color.
If it's Cellin, like we're talking like Krillin
it's
and
based
Cell.
off
Oh
of
yeah,
the
if
Budokai
Cell accidentally absorbed Krillin.
Damn, that's
There we go.
trash.
So that's that one. The other ones I know are from like
did
the
not know
DB. What is it? The Heroes or
The new one that's
is that no? It's like the card game. It's
Oh,
either
DB
car-
Super.
Oh, right here, Dragon Ball Heroes. Actually, it's right here.
Oh,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Heroes. It's like these, like there's like a version of like Cell and Frieza Fusion and stuff like that. It's like a really
Oh.
dope version. These are just different color palettes from those classes applied to it, and of
Why
course
would-
the
Why would
Imperfect
he-
Cell one,
Why would he
which looks pretty
take
dope.
on Krillin? Like, why would he like?
It's at a what if, man.
That's
You ever
a
seen like
Piccolo.
ugh,
I mean,
that's
clearly-
but Piccolo, he's already green. He even said it
Yeah,
in the
become
show.
More greener.
I've absorbed enough of I have enough of Piccolo in my DNA that I don't need more. So yeah, see if you look at, he's got the examples even too,
That's pretty cool.
which is pretty dope. on each one. And you can get these all free at fightersmods.com. Remember, this is Fooch. I'm just gonna say Fooch.
Remember,
That's how it
yeah.
looks like it's pronounced Fooch. So
Remember-
shout outs to you. Dope work. It's simple. It's like a simple enough mod that like it's color palettes
It's
that
not
I'm
too
just like
much.
for,
It's
and
not
they
too
look
much.
clean.
Guys, remember this is also for PC. Only PC mods. So
What he said, only for PCs.
don't go around thinking PS4. We never.
This
said
isn't
that.
the Switch. The Switch is now
Yeah.
hacked. Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not trusting it yet.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go buy one next week because I love tinkering with things. Nintendo's already apparently banning people, but we'll see how that goes.
I can't. I can't.
And that does it. That does it, man. We're done. We're done. Another episode done.
Let me take off this headset. No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys, live on the show on Twitch, and thank you for listening. If you are listening to us, if you're traveling from one tournament or from one area to another, going to a tournament, going to the homie's house to go play and press buttons, thanks for putting us on and listening to us for what I'm assuming is an hour and a half. I want to say more or less. So you can check out our podcast on all kinds of different platforms like iTunes, Apple Podcasts, what is it? Overcast. There we go. That was the last one I missed. Google Play Music as well. Stitcher, Player.fm, Pocket Cast, SoundCloud, Podbean, and if you can't get to any of those, we have our RSS feeds. You can check any of those links out at the masterthosbuttons.com website. You'll see if you hit double tap, you'll see a whole plethora of different platforms and social media. You guys can reach us here at Double Tap FGC for this show specifically. You can get me specifically at Crashtag VS right here. Mez's is outdated. I didn't even know you could change your
Yeah,
Twitter like that. That would take too long.
You can change all your stuff nowadays.
Okay, so now it's Meza at
at-
Meza FGC.
at Meza FGC.
But the thing
on
about it,
Twitter,
Damio
and-
Meza was everything else. So now you have
Well,
to
no, I
change
changed
everything else.
except for one thing, and that's
Twitch?
what I would hope you guys support me on. No,
Oh,
I got my Twitch changed to it. I got my Twitter changed to it. I just need help with my YouTube, guys. All I need is like 15 to 25 more people to actually subscribe to me because you have to have a certain number. Once you guys do, guess what? My YouTube switched over too. So
Okay.
I appreciate everybody who has been supporting
so
me.
Meza FGC on everything but YouTube.
Yes.
Got it. And of course, twitter.com/MTB site for Mash Those Buttons, where you can check out all our other podcasts from all our other scenes like Warcraft, The Division. Of course, Overwatch. Overwatch just
Yeah.
had their anniversary just
Oh,
dropped
yeah.
yesterday or something like that. So
There's some good stuff about that
yeah,
too.
and of course you got our Mashcast as well, our folks that talk general video game news and just topics and such of the like.
Yeah.
It's actually normally a pretty good time. They also live stream, so check out the schedule for there. And also check out Nerd Street Gamers at N3RDST Gamers, not only on Twitch right here on this page, but on Twitter, where we're posting on, our monthly tournaments, our days that we come out. We have certain events on certain days, like Fortnite Fridays is going to be coming a thing. We
Oh,
actually
nice.
have a Fortnite tournament this Saturday. And if you're in the tri-state area and like to maybe get some PUBG on, we're looking at talking to Team Dignitas on the other side, trying to scam them into
these-
playing
these
some
guys over
PUBG as
here-
well. Yeah, those fools over there.
If they're playing over here, you should be over here just talking to them. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
exactly.
more than
It's just
enough.
an overall dope spot to be at. So you can check us out at Localhost Arena out here in Philadelphia, PA, for your gaming needs. And of course, for Mash Those Buttons on YouTube, Mash Those Buttons for YouTube.com/Mash Those Buttons and Nerd Street Gamers on YouTube as well. Check out all our content. You can join our Discord at discord.me/Mash Those Buttons and discord.gg/Nerd Street Gamers. It's all. We keep it pretty consistent here, all right? We don't really reach out too hard. The best way you can contact us via, if you're a podcast listener, our social media that we just listed as well.
Yeah.
And on those podcast platforms, if you leave comments or questions on any of those, we get those directly, and we tend to answer them within the day. Schedule tend to mix
Yeah.
up a little bit, but, try to answer them as soon as possible. And the best way you guys can support us is word of mouth and spreading and, just retweeting us whenever we go live, retweeting when we actually release our podcast episodes, which are usually the following day, and just, kind of keep spreading
Yeah.
out the goodness that is Double Tap, apparently. Apparently it's hitting the Arcapa threads right now, which is
yeah.
pretty dope. So
I mean, we're
I'm
getting
waiting to
everywhere.
get torn up on anything I say there.
I will say this. Shout outs to everybody who's been stopping at my streams and talking to me about the show and also watching. So I appreciate it. You guys are phenomenal. And shout outs to all the other podcasts taking lead to do what we're doing right now too as well, to have their own show. Because of us, there's been a lot of podcasts popping up now that want to talk more FGC talk. And I think
I've had a couple messages. I
Yeah.
don't like the gloat and say it's because of us, but I hope they do it better than us, because I would love to see someone that just does it better than us.
I mean,
Is there someone that does? I don't think so.
3 years.
See you guys next round. We're done. We're done. Hit it. We're out of here.